Good morning, students, and welcome to Monday. We are in a whole new week, and we are in the month of May. Awesome. First of all, what do you think about that new opening there? The DMRA Daily logo flashing? Pretty sweet. Shout out to Jackson P. I know I wasn't going to give you credit, but I had to. That thing is awesome. He made it and sent it to me, sprucing up the beginning of the DMRA Daily, so pretty sweet stuff there. Thanks, Jackson. Another example of Quest students doing amazing things. So let's take a look at our joke of the day today. What does a horse say when it falls? Let's just imagine that horses can talk, okay? Help! I've fallen and I can't giddy up. He can't giddy up. He's stuck. Giddy up. So, this week, okay, we're going to do some fun things. It's going to be a little bit lighter as we finished up the major character analysis last week. And so today we're actually going to work a little bit with some of the steps in the writing process: revision, editing, and reflection. So you got to be ready to roll with those. So here, let me take it through as we take a look at some of the things we've written and move into some fun short things this week. So what are we going to do today? Today we're going to start by opening up our week at a glance. Hopefully you're already there, but reminder to get in there every single day. First, we're going to check the top box if there's anything new added up here. Then we're going to scroll on down to our humanities literacy. Okay, when you look in here, you should see that we've got three things today: Writing Journal Week 4, Revision and Editing Character Analysis, and MOI Argument Reflection. All three of these are connected, so they are all going to be used together to get to here. Okay, so with the character analysis, we are going to be doing some revision and editing, and then we are going to write about it in our writing journal. Our MOI argument, which we wrote about the colony at Roanoke, we are going to read through our grade, our comments on there, and we're going to write a reflection as well in our writing journal. So it's all tied back to there. So let's start by going to that writing journal. So I go to Google Classroom, and it should be the first thing that pops up in your stream, but if it's not there, remember you go to Classwork, it's under Writing, and it's our Writing Journal Week 4. Okay, so when I open that up, I can see that for week 4 here, we're going to have 4 prompts this week, so a little bit of writing each day. Today is about young author me. So when you look, it says today's prompt is all about the final steps in the writing process: revision and editing plus reflection. It's not always easy or the favorite thing to do, but it's important. Today we're going to look at both your argument writing and your character analysis. So let's start, first of all, with our argument writing. Alright, so we're going to start with our argument writing. The first thing we need to do is actually open it up. You should have got an email this weekend in which it was returned to you, so you got a comment in your email. Hopefully you read that already. We're going to work with that today. So remember, to get to it, you go to Classwork. And this was when we were in our Early American Societies unit, so we're going to scroll down to there and then open up our MOI argument. When you open it up, you are going to see comments on your argument from the teachers. Please read those. You also have a pretty lengthy comment overall. Again, please read through that and look at your overall score. It's important that we have that for this first part of our journal writing. So step 1, read your argument, read the comments, read your score, and kind of be thinking about that. Then when we look at the writing journal, it says, okay, you read through it. What score did you get? Is this what you wanted? What was something you did well? What is something you can improve? So now it's time for me to start writing. I'm going to go into my writing journal for week 4, and I'm going to open it up. When you open it up, you can see right here, I've got a spot for May 4th to start writing. So what I will do is I'll start right here and I'll begin my prompt. For my MOI argument, I received a score of a blank. I was happy with this score because... And then you're going to go on and write your reflection for the argument. Okay? So that is step 1 of our work today, is reflection on the MOI argument after reading the comments and your overall score. Then we can move on to part 2 of our writing for today, is the character analysis. I am very much looking forward to reading these. Many of you did awesome work on it. Although, gasp, when I looked right now, Sunday evening, there is like 45 people who haven't turned it in yet. What are you doing? So step 1, turn in your character analysis essay. Come on. All right? Then today, what we're going to do is we're going to reflect on that a little bit, and you're going to do a little bit of revision and editing. Okay? So if you remember, Mrs. Rathers worked a lot with you so far this year on cups and arms. What I want you to do is open up your character analysis, and I want you to read through it. As you read through it, I want you to add sentences and words if there's a sentence that doesn't make sense. I want you to remove parts that don't fit, move some things around if they would better fit in a different paragraph, and substitute or trade in different words or descriptions. That's the revision piece. As you're doing that, you can also be editing the cups, looking for capital letters. That would be names, places, titles, months, the beginning of sentences, usage of nouns and verbs, punctuation. Did you put periods at the end of sentences? Did you use quotation marks correctly? And then spelling. So we want to make sure that we are, step one, reading through it, revising, and editing to make sure this is perfect. I would like you to do it, and I would like you to try to have at least one other person. It can be a friend, it can be a classmate, it can be a sibling, it can be a parent or guardian, whomever. I would just like at least one other person to read through it to help you with this revising and editing. You may need to unsubmit it, make some changes, and then resubmit. That is 100% okay. But let's do that. After you have done that, then we want you to reflect on your character analysis. What was easy about it? What was difficult? How did this go for you overall? So you would go back to your writing journal. You're going to hit enter a couple times and say, for my character analysis, I was really happy with what I wrote. It was, and then go on to write a little bit about what you were able to accomplish. Okay? So our writing journal today really encompasses both things on here, the revision and editing of the character analysis and your MOY argument. So that's it for today. I just want to say, students, that overall I have been incredibly impressed with your writing so far this year. You've put in a lot of thought and effort, and I thank you for that. Special shout out to the 8th graders. As I read through your MOY arguments, holy cow, did you guys do a fantastic job. So keep it up. Like I said, really looking forward to reading through those character analysis. Today's work was all about doing a little reflection, revision and editing, and working through there. And it is the 4th of May, May 4th. We got a special Star Wars mention for you right here. All right, students, so I hope you have an amazing day today. You get a lot of good work in. As you can see, I am rocking my Mandalorian headset here today. Why? Because it's the 4th of May. So may the 4th be with you. Like may the Force, but may the 4th be with you. Star Wars, baby. Good luck with your reflection and your revision. Keep writing, keep rolling.